Hey everybody, I just wanted to say welcome to 4Art Diaries Plein Air Extravaganza. We are with Mark, Brian, John, and Carl today. And I'm going to be walking around talking with these guys as they're creating in nature. Hey Carl.
Hey Robin, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm very good. It's a beautiful day out here again, sketching, plein air.
Now, you have wasted zero time getting ready. We just rolled up here, guys, just to give you a little preface of what's going on. We just got here like 5 minutes ago. And Carl's like already halfway through a painting.
Well,
Carl, what are you working with today?
I'm working with oil paint on a canvas board.
Yeah. Now all the artists kind of walked around, scouted out their spot. What about this spot, Carl, resonated with you?
I like the way the light is actually coming in through the woods from my right to the left. So a lot of the background trees are lit up, and then there's a lot of the tall vertical trees that are directly in front of me are in shadow. And there is parts of them that are struck by the light coming through, and I like the kind of the dancing shadows that are going around with this area right now.
Awesome. Well, we will definitely be back with Carl to see his progress as he moves forward. Move back here a little bit so you guys get a landscape view of what he's doing. I always love watching fellow artists create. It's so inspiring to me. And it's such a beautiful day today. There's a light breeze. If you stand in the shade, you feel nice and cool. I love it. Okay guys, stay tuned. Hey Brian.
Hi, how are you?
Hey guys, this is Brian Garay. How you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
Carl got busy right away. He's got half a painting done.
Yeah, I'm just getting started here.
Now I was telling everybody that you guys all scouted out your spots. So what was your idea of picking this particular spot? What inspired you here?
Well, I wanted some sky in it, and I like the way the light is hitting the trees, you know, light and dark. It's a really nice dark spot, you know. Yeah, I just like the spot. You know, it's got a nice composition, and yeah. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm just establishing a pattern, and I'm just going to start using, you know, darker paints, light washes. These are oil paints, but and I'm working on a gesso board that it's already pre-colored.
Yes.
You know, and so anyways, so I'm going to start working dark to light, and even though these are oils, I'm working with turpentine, so they're going to dry up really fast, so I can start laying thicker colors. And that's something that's really important, to always start with the thinner colors on the bottom and build up with thicker colors. So probably when you come back, you won't recognize this piece.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, so
I can't wait to get this navigation going where I come back to everybody and see where you've gone to.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed that you have a little bit of shadow on your canvas. Will that bother you at all, or
No.
something you can ignore?
Yeah, I can totally ignore it.
Okay.
Yeah. That shadow's going to change, you know, every second. It's just going to keep moving.
Absolutely. That's what's cool about it too. So
Yeah.
it's just good to know, because a lot of people may have a question about that. Well, when you position where you didn't have light or shadow, I mean, does that really matter for you with the light changing so fast?
As far as like where I'm working,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't really bother me. I just kind of don't even think about it.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the
Composition.
yeah.
Okay, guys, we're going to keep going and meet the other two fellas and see where they're. I think they're still kind of looking at what they're doing, but seeing the process of this thought, I think, is important. So stay tuned. Sorry if you feel like this video is a little bit bouncy, but I'm walking through this terrain and I don't exactly have two good legs, but I'm using a device to hold my phone that helps a little bit with that. And I hope you guys can really get a good view of what's happening here and don't feel too disturbed about it. Hey, John.
Hey, how are you?
Good. You getting all set up?
I am.
Good, good.
Thank you for asking.
Yes.
Finally, after contemplating this and contemplating that.
Yes, we definitely have to do more of this stuff. This is a lot of fun. I love coming out in nature. There's just something about it that's so inspiring for me. Even as a photographer, videoing, capturing things that a lot of people ignore. Hey, Mark.
Exactly.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm here on vacation, and there's nothing better than hanging out with some friends and some beautiful scenery. So I'm just enjoying and not putting any pressure on myself.
Absolutely.
I'm not a painter well, I did go to art school, but I'm more of a printmaker. So,
Now, what art school did you go to?
the very well-known University of Maine. So I went to Orland, Maine, and graduated with a painting and sculpture degree
Oh, nice.
many years ago.
Now, do you feel like you're a natural-born artist, or?
Yeah, well, it's in my DNA. It literally is, because my cousin's a pretty semi-famous painter in Maine.
Oh, nice.
And I haven't really researched my family tree, but I know it's in my blood. And
Yeah.
I keep coming back with my friends because it's in their blood too. So.
Absolutely. As
Yeah, so
artists, it's something that we don't take lightly. I think it took me many years to allow myself to have the title of artist, because I felt like it was a degree that needed to be earned, not so much with art school.
Well,
I think as in terms of experience, and allowing myself to be open enough to be inspired by the world around me on my own terms.
yeah, life is very short.
Absolutely.
We need to take in every moment that we can.
Oh, you're talking my my language right now, Mark. I'm telling you.
So I mean, that's what I do. Back at home in California, I have a small art printing business. So I'm always, even though I know that I can't make a living as a painter, I'm always surrounding myself with artists every day.
Okay. Well, I definitely are going to get your information so we can all hook up with you.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I come back here on my way back to see my family back in Maine at least once or twice a year, and I make it a point to have a little layover like this.
Absolutely. Well, I'm happy to have you here.
Good.
I know Brian is too. He always talks about you.
Yeah, we've been friends for over 32 years now.
That's the
He
best.
still gave me an easel that I work with at home
Yeah.
back in 1990, and he still sleeps on the futon that I had in 1990 also. So, no, I just love these guys, and I met Carl today for
Yes.
the first time, and I saw some other friends from the art colonies for an art show the other night. So,
Nice. Awesome.
so yay.
So what medium are you working with?
I use acrylics, and it's because I don't have a whole lot of space, and I need things to dry kind of quickly.
Yeah.
I used to work big in oils, but you really need to plan for that, because
Yeah.
sometimes it takes weeks to dry. So these are transportable. I could take this home to see my folks tomorrow, or I could just put them in the closet, pack them up, whatever. But I'm doing a
Absolutely.
little pathway here today, so I'll see how that goes. I'm basically using the trees as anchors right now and just doing a nice little path.
Absolutely. And I noticed that you're kind of using your acrylics almost like a watercolorist.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just put down my, this is my sketch basically. I don't use a pencil to sketch. I'll just use, I'll pick a dominant color I have I want to get rid of. I'll just start painting the whole thing within that color just to get all the values and layout. And then I'll get into all the colors. So,
Very good.
so this color right now doesn't mean nothing to me. I'm just getting my layout and my
Composition.
composition and values more than
Absolutely. All right, we
Great.
will return,
Thank
Mark.
Do you paint the outdoors? I don't remember seeing it in your work.
I do actually. I have many landscape paintings, a lot of which have sold over the years.
Oh, nice.
But I'm more, you know, my work is more impressionistic, I want to say, or even expressionistic at the same time. It's not really, it's my take on my experience in nature. And I have not yet set out. I have actually with watercolors when I was in Oregon and did some plein air.
Okay.
And that was fun for me. And that was the first time I ever sat outside to do art.
Well, that's a great first place. I hear it's amazing out there.
Oh, I love it. It's nature is all around you, even in the city. so
Nice.
so you're working with acrylics too today.
Yeah, I am not really a plein air painter. I'm the only one here who doesn't really do it, but I've done it with Mark and I've done it with Brian.
Yep.
For a while there, we were doing it almost every year, so maybe 4 years in a row. Mark was coming out a lot and no virus stuff. And
Right.
So this is our first time in a little while.
So you picked this spot here. Are you gonna paint the cabin there?
I think so. I do like architecture.
Yep.
And I kind of like this. This could work as a design. As I said, I don't do this a lot. I usually work from photographs and then sometimes trace it onto canvas.
Right.
So this is this is an interesting challenge of just doing it in front of you and.
Yeah. No, well, don't feel pressured.
No,
have
not at
fun,
all.
enjoy
I should
yourself.
have fun. Kyle said the same thing.
And you know, 4Art is meant to be in love with art.
That's great.
You know, you've come and been around me a long time.
Yeah.
It's no nonsense, and our viewers want to see real artists and have real conversations with people, not this sort of scripted idea of what art should be. We're living it right now.
Where are you at on the script? I lost track.
Well, you didn't do your homework, mister.
Yeah, well,
All right.
I'm one of those actors. I read the lines in the car on the way up. And
Right,
just,
right.
spaced.
Troublemaker
Okay,
always.
there you go. There you go. All right, we'll have fun. Good to hear action.
That's right. All right, guys, we will come back and see Mark and John in just a little bit. They're just getting started. One of the things I love about being in nature is the sound, the smell. The natural design and order of things. I mean, there's inspiration everywhere. The path, how it winds just slightly, but yet it's pulling you in, no matter if you're walking up or down it. I don't need grand architectural buildings, although I do like architecture a lot. This is architecture. Everything is laid out as nature has made it. And I can tell you, you know, I don't have two good legs, but when I'm out in nature, I feel like some healing starts to happen. And I begin to feel free. I'm not focused on my leg pains at all. I just want to keep exploring. I can walk for miles and miles in nature, but in the city, I get tired after walking 3 or 4 steps. Isn't that something? I wonder if you guys have the same experience. If you do, leave a comment in the comment section. I'd love to know your experience with nature and how it inspires you. I mean, just listen. We're back here and visiting with Brian. His piece is coming right along.
Yeah, I'm still, I'm sort of in the middle ground now of this piece. I'm still establishing some rhythm, and you know, I keep finding myself drawing these tree trunks lower and lower. 'Cause I kind of just don't. I really am not interested in what's in front here.
Right.
It's pretty much, you know, what's beyond this chest height foliage. So I'm still working on it.
So guys, we're actually not using mics today because I'm going to be jumping around from person to person. Everybody's in their own location. So hopefully you can hear everybody okay. I've asked everybody to speak up a little bit. My camera should be able to pick up mostly everything. It's pretty quiet here, except for nature making all their noise. So Brian, I was thinking on the way here, you know, a lot of times I'm asked by collectors, you know, sometimes they ask me this question, and I know how to answer it, but when I'm like in the middle of like the question, it's like it's hard to put the words together. But it's like a lot of times they'll ask me, you know, what is your ultimate goal as an artist?
Wow.
How would you answer that?
It would
And
be-
for yourself, I mean.
I mean, it would be really nice that if many years after I'm gone, that my stuff is still around and we're looking at it. That would be real nice.
Yeah,
just
that's
simple. Something.
absolutely. I mean, that's basically my goal. Like, you know, I think what I said to somebody here recently who's collected a few of my pieces, I said, you know, the process of what we go through as artists, and not just artists, I think, you know, anybody, human beings in general, you know, we absorb the world around us the best that we can. We filter out, you know, what we can, and then we create art
Yeah.
based on that experience. But it's, you know, it's the culmination that of our experience that comes out in our art, and it's never like in succession. You just never know when that understanding of that particular time and place comes to you in a way that forces you to paint that experience. Do you feel that sometimes?
Um, yeah, sometimes, you know, you get a great idea and it just it's in your head for a week, and sometimes you're already like working on another piece, but you gotta get something going with this one because you don't want to lose the feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to at least do a sketch or something to remind you of why you like it, and maybe you can come back to it later, or maybe you just go for it, you know.
Right. Yeah, I told the collector, I said, you know, my ultimate goal is that I continue to make art that moves me, with the hopes that it becomes part of somebody else's life who loves and appreciates it as much as I loved and appreciate putting all of myself into it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, at the end of the day, money comes and goes. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not really, I'm not wrapped up into that ultimate sales, although it does help us along the way.
Oh, it's always nice. But you know, I would still do it anyways. If I was like on an island by myself, there was paints, I would paint. You know?
Yeah, we've learned how to make our paints.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Somehow we'd find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same. You know, just being here with you guys, you know, even though I'm not particularly creating, I have shot some good photographs of some things while I took a little tour, strolled down that path down there. It's very inspiring, nature.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. It's good to just not hear noise.
You're like, not hear noise and the garbage trucks in the background.
Yeah. But yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's just almost spilled my water bottle. Yeah, it's just nice to be outdoors. I mean, it's we don't have much time with this weather the way it is, and yeah, getting out and painting with friends.
Yes, absolutely.
Great day.
And just being able to sit here and visit with you guys, for me, that's the best. So.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun doing this video.
Well, guys, we'll be back with Brian in a little bit. He's working away on his painting. It's looking fabulous already. How's it going, John?
It's going okay. I mean, I don't think we're gonna be here that long, so I'm kind of speeding it up. And as I said, I don't do this, so it's all kind of new to me. And I think a guy like Carl knows about which brushes are best. You know, do you start with the sky? Do you start with the foliage? That kind of stuff.
Right.
For me, I don't know how to do that, so it's just kind of feeling my way through it.
Well, you know what? But sometimes that can be the best way.
Yeah,
One person's
yeah.
way isn't necessarily another person's way.
No, you're right. It does make it nice for a nice journey.
You know, I think for me as an artist, you know, a lot of people ask me, well, how can you work with so many different mediums? And, you know, how do you get inspired? Are you afraid? I'm like, art is the one thing I am never afraid of.
Oh, that's cool.
It's the one thing that makes the most sense to me. I don't care what it is, whether it's recycled goods or sculpture or watercolor or acrylics or oils. I've tried all of them. Have I mastered oils or, you know, watercolors?
Right.
No, definitely not, because those aren't my always go-to mediums. But do I use them from time to time in works that I'm doing? Absolutely. But for me, I work in my own way, and I don't make any excuses or apologies, and there's no fear.
Nice.
Just be inspired. Enjoy the process of your time and being out here with all of us and in nature.
True.
This is what makes it the best, right?
No, of course, of course. All I'm saying is, when these other gentlemen talk about the process, you know, they know what they're talking about.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah,
More
we
than
all
anything
have a
else.
lot to learn, definitely.
Yes, yes.
So I asked Brian earlier, I asked him, I says, you know, I get asked this a lot. Maybe you might have a different
Show
perspective.
the house just for a second.
Yeah,
You
sure.
see that line coming down on the lawn?
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could capture it, but I don't have enough time because it keeps moving.
Yes.
So I'm hoping something behind it will follow it. But that's something where a Carl or Mark or Brian would see this is a priority. Let's grab it while we can.
Right.
And for me, if I'm lucky, I'll get the one that's maybe behind it.
Behind it.
Um,
It is a
why am I
beautiful
saying
shot.
that? I don't even know why I'm saying that. I'm just rambling.
But you see it, and
Yes.
and it moves you, and that's, you know, I think that's what all of us would be saying the same thing.
I think so. But the nice thing about everybody else is they would be able to get to it. They would capture the freshness of it, and then I suppose hope they can paint around it and it still stays fresh. But I love where that line is at right now.
Oh yeah.
It's a fleeting moment, I'm afraid. But I love where it's at.
Such is nature.
Right, and if I go home, I might have to cheat and look at some photos that have something nice going on here.
Yeah. Well, that's
But-
all right.
Yeah, of course. It's not really cheating. It's always been done. For the most part.
Absolutely. So what would your ultimate goal be as an artist? And I know you say you're mostly a designer, but in terms of art design is art.
Yeah, well, I'm not. If I said I was a designer, I might have meant that my pieces look kind of designed and planned.
Okay.
As far as a designer goes, no, I'm not really a designer. But I can see a good composition.
Yeah.
But that's what all artists will tell you.
Right.
And I think even if we're looking at work that's not quite there, but it's genuine work, but it doesn't look good, you see the idea.
Right.
If you're an artist, so it's my. I would have to say if I had a goal, it would be to just keep getting ideas.
Keep being inspired.
think
Enjoy
so.
enjoy your creative life.
And just kind of hope that the ideas keep coming, and I think they can. If you're lucky, I think they can. So
I always say stay that kid in the candy store.
that's really the best thing. That's really the best thing, because when you look at something you did the night before and you're looking at it with the kid in the candy store eyes, they tend to be fresh eyes,
Yeah.
and you really can kind of see where an idea is leading or an idea just isn't going to make it anymore. So yeah, the kid in the candy store is a good phrase. Very good phrase.
Well, I'll let you have it. You can use it as
Alright.
much as you want.
There you go. I'll put it on my tombstone.
All right, John, I'll leave you to
All
it.
right, sounds good. Thank you. Thanks for coming by. Now, you wish you could get the paints out and start working now after seeing us?
No, I feel completely content.
Oh,
You know, nature immerses me. You know, all of this is going to be translated at some point in my work
Right.
because I will have absorbed it and memorized it in a way that you know, comes to me at in something.
Comes to you hopefully when you need it.
Yeah, well, nature is always there for me. I never doubt that in the least.
Oh, nice, nice. It's nice to have not lost that. 'Cause it's harder to retain that as you get a little older, unfortunately.
Well, I'm 52 now,
Okay.
and I'm going to keep that phrase "kid in the candy store" alive as long as possible.
Well, that's great.
That's the only way to do it.
Fast, loose, and bold now. I'm breaking everything down to really big, solid symbols and elements. I'm obviously, I do paint some realists, but I do like to work as loose and fast as I can sometimes, just to capture something.
Yeah.
So
Now, will you go back and paint
oh, no.
onto it, or these are
No,
just quick sketch?
When I really, this is just sketching. And no, this is done. You know, I'm probably going to just paint over it. But what I'm going to be doing is just painting a series, probably another 4 or 5 little panels as fast as I can, capture a little spot, and just work with painting as loose as I can, because when you're not thinking about something like that, it's just very intuitive. So
Absolutely.
I feel like I really loosen up and relax when I don't have to paint a flower exactly the way you see it in a photograph.
Yeah.
So now I'm just kind of playing around, relaxing, enjoying the sun, and just breaking down, like I said, the just the elements into bigger, broader. What I'm doing is just using a bigger brush and going as fast as I can now.
Yeah. I do have a hard time for myself putting myself in any kind of painter's category.
Yes.
Because I feel like my work is both impressionist, expressionist. I mean, it can really.
You don't need to label yourself.
No, you don't.
No.
And you know, but a lot of people will ask you, like, what, where are you in your art? Like, how would you describe yourself? And I never really know how to answer that question. Do you ever have trouble answering that for yourself?
Yeah, I basically, I just, I say I paint, I'm an expressionist, let's say. Again, as we've all kind of gone through the arts throughout the ages, we all get into different mediums and different styles, and that's how we're evolving.
Yeah.
So to say that you're something, and just to say, that's it, this is who I am and this is what I do, I think you're really limiting yourself and the way other people look at you, because to be an artist, you need to evolve. That's the whole.
Absolutely.
Thing. So I might be an expressionist now, but maybe down the road I'll be like a complete abstraction or minimalist or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're right on with the labeling.
Yeah, I always tell people. I said, I can. I use different mediums because my voice cannot be heard in just one, and that really is the bottom line. I do everything: sculptures, paintings, photography, digital work.
Yeah.
There's no way I could say and tell the story of my feelings of things in just one thing.
Correct.
So I don't try to do that. I let it flow as it's going to flow. Today could be a painting, tomorrow could be a photograph, the next day could be a sculpture. I don't know.
A chef just doesn't have one dish.
Right. The palette is wide.
All right, we can go on and on.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'm just kind of playing around. It's almost like I just want to paint something. Like I said, it's back to painting school. Exercises before doing drawing classes, we would have models and we would have to capture them in 20, 25 seconds.
Absolutely.
And then you'd get another piece in another pose.
Yeah.
So I thought that's how we started the class, because it just allows you to open your mind and clear your head.
Those were some of my favorite classes. Yeah. Quick sketch, working with the charcoal. I told Carl, I said, I really want to do that. Right now, I don't have the space to really get messy.
Well, it's nice that, what we do, we get a group of people together and we hire somebody, once a month, and we all get together for 2 hours and just get a sketch pad and charcoal.
Absolutely. The most fun ever.
Yeah. Well, I think, what you have to do is just keep on. You have to keep doing it. You have to do something artistic every day.
Oh, I better believe it. And that's why I love it here. You know, John was asking me, do I feel bad that I'm not creating? No, because I am creating.
You're doing it, yeah.
I am creating, and I'm being inspired by you guys. I'm being inspired by the nature around me. The creativity is being absorbed, and it will come out later on. Believe me.
Yeah, just hanging out with you guys. You know, that's what.
Absolutely.
You know,
And having like real conversations with artists, you know, who are not hiding behind pretension. And that's one thing, you know, I never got in line with, is this art speak and this language that doesn't exist to real people.
And that's you apart from what other people are doing, and I think it's great.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
why you're doing well.
Thank you. And I'm glad that you got a chance to be part of our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get some more when you
All right.
come back.
Let's go viral.
Okay. All right, we'll be back, guys. You see John over there, he's busy at work. And Mark is over here, he's getting busy. Just his palette alone is very colorful and lovely. All right, Carl, so you changed positions here. So what are you focusing on over here?
I'm gonna do. This is what's his name again?
John.
John. I'm gonna do a nude of John.
Oh, nice. Don't tell him though. He's gonna get real, you know, antsy over there.
Even though he's got clothes on, see, I got the vision. I can see right.
X-ray vision.
X-ray vision. So I think I'm gonna do something like that.
All right, guys. See, this is turning into a whole different video altogether.
You might have to cut that out.
These oil paints are drying up fast in the sun.
Board? I'm working on them.
I'm working on boards.
Yeah.
Here comes Carl getting all in Brian's business over here.
This sucks. A lot of fun, huh? Start over. Isn't it?
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, getting outside. Yeah, it's real great. I'll tell you right now that I think about it, I haven't gone out with anybody. I got guys from art school I used to go out with, passed away years ago. You know, we used to go out all the time. And I just go myself. And it's kind of, I feel like a, you know, it's tough.
Yeah, well, every year Mark is from Maine.
Yeah.
That's where his family is. So he's in San Diego. So every year, once a year, he goes visit his folks in Maine. But he always stops here. It's usually during the summer months. And so we always do some plein air painting. John always comes with us.
Yeah, well, we can start a plein air club and go out once a month or so. Because like I said, I mean, I enjoy getting out, you know.
Did I hear Plein Air Club? Okay, I'm going to create the logo for it, guys.
Plein Air Club.
You have to have a membership card, though. It's for, you know.
It's
Serious artists.
serious members only.
No hobbyists.
All right, Carl, so we're back at you, and now look at you. My goodness, that looks great. You know, Brian framed the piece that you gave me. Looks awesome.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, I got to tell him I got so much I got to get framed that I think because he works for that shop, you know, that maybe if I do a whole bunch of them, you know, I could get some kind of a
Oh yeah, they're pretty good about
some
that.
kind of discount or something. I could get a bunch of them, you know. So, yeah.
Well, most of yours is standard sizes, so, and they
Yeah, everything's
always
standard
have
size.
frames that are going out of stock, and
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I moved over here. I don't know why that sun is still bad. I thought it was going to turn. I might have to move a little bit this way now. Jeez, I don't know. I can't not down, so
Yeah.
I'll be all with it, I guess.
Yeah, that's what Brian was saying. You know, it doesn't bother him to have the shadows. He just works right over it.
Yeah.
But I like where you're going with this. The depth of it is already there, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to set up. A lot of times I'll get that real brightness, then I can add my darks, you know, as I go and work it through. So. But yeah, what a beautiful day though, huh?
Yeah.
This is September 19th, I believe.
Yep.
These are the days that you got to take advantage of.
So, Carl, I was asking the fellas, you know, when we think about like we talked about, you know, our legacy in life and what we, you know, want to leave behind as an artist, and we
Right.
talk about that with other people as well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but, you know, legacy and ultimate goal maybe are the same or maybe different. Like, what is your ultimate goal as an artist?
Well, you know, I really think to be aware of my mortality and everything else, I really hope that I can get my artwork into people's hands. Yes, I want to sell it. Sure, we all need money to live, but it's not about the money and it's not about that. I love the paint, but I don't want it to end up in a dumpster. I really would like for people to appreciate it, to enjoy it, and to have it hanging somewhere, to bring joy to other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about.
Well, that's funny because that's exactly what I said. I was like, you know, my ultimate goal is as an artist to create work that I love and have, you know, put all of my heart and soul into, then to have someone else collect it and they feel the love as much as I put the love in, right?
Right, and it's such a great feeling when you make a piece of art and somebody really loves it and
Yeah,
and
it moves them as much as it moves us.
Right,
And
it moves us.
I think maybe, you know, people who don't know a lot about art or just starting to get into appreciation for art and artists, you know, we're not just out here trying to hustle money off of people. You know, an artist is an artist. We're going to create art whether they buy it or not. You know, there's not a day that doesn't go by
Exactly.
where we're not creating.
Yeah.
And it's just in our blood to do. You know, there's people who are born to be doctors or lawyers
Right,
or whatever,
right,
but
exactly
we
right.
were born to be artists. And we don't want, you know, we need money, yeah, like you said, to survive, but it's not what drives us, right?
Right, that's not the thing. But like I said, at the end of the day, you want to be able to get the artwork out there. Like I said, rather than like you hear a lot of artists who pass away and then the art ends up in a dumpster. And it's very sad.
Yeah.
And you know, there's the old ancient philosopher said, just because the message is not received doesn't mean it's not worth sending. And I agree with that. But it would be so nice to be able to have all of your art into people's hands, even if you give it away. You know, it doesn't matter. That's not the whole thing. That's not, you know, it's not the money thing.
That's absolutely sound advice, Carl. Thank you for sharing that with us. You enjoying yourself, John?
I'm doing okay. It's frustrating trying to get these lines right, but
Well, you're coming along.
I am. I'm now putting. I'm getting rid of the bad stuff. I'm hoping it'll help me focus better.
Well, keep working.
Yeah. Thank you.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yes. Of course. Of course.
Fantastic.
It's always nice when you're around friends too. So
Absolutely.
even if things aren't going exactly right.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm enjoying watching you guys and seeing your techniques and how different everybody is from one another. That alone is very inspiring too.
Oh, nice. Nice.
All right, I'll leave you to it.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good. We'll talk later.
You changed positions there, Mark.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing the 360 rotation around here.
Nice.
Yeah, so you saw that I kind of started out very slow and just getting used to the paints with the watercolor technique, and then I went quick, and now I'm doing more abstract, more blocking of color, and I'm liking it. I really am. I'm breaking down nature into just some real nice blocks of color.
Yeah, well, it's looking good.
Yeah, thank you.
Such a peaceful and nice day out.
Yes, I'm kind of getting into a little more of a mosaic cubic style here.
Now, do you do a lot of this plein air painting when
I do
you're at
zero.
home?
The only time I do it is when I come out once or every other year with to see Brian and John.
Oh, okay.
So years ago I made it a pact because I used to work in Chicago and hang out with them. That every year for my birthday I'd come out and hang out and paint with them. And I kept that going for a long time, and then we had COVID and a few things. So I'm hoping to get back on track to do that. But no, it's like John was saying, for him, plein air is really not my thing, especially just doing acrylics. I'm just out here just enjoying the company in the day.
Well, I am too. I'm
So
enjoying
when
y'all's
I get
company.
back home, I go back to my normal job, but I do try to do some paintings a little bit as I can.
Do you feel like when you go back home that you've got just that bolt of inspiration and...
Well, like I said, I mean, I yes, in the past when I worked a different job, but now that I have, I deal 24/7 exclusively with artists, so I'm always surrounded by that energy at my workplace because all of my clients are artists.
Nice.
So every day I get to see new art, and I'm surrounded. I have a visual explosion every day. So, in fact, I'm basically, when I'm on vacation here, I guess I'm doing less art than when I'm home.
Oh, yeah.
So I got the best of both worlds.
Absolutely. So we'll, guys, we're going to add Mark's information in the description, as well as any connections, online connections, and links of
Any
the other
questions
artists.
I can answer through the art markets in California,
Mm-hmm.
and what I'm hearing about and my clients, where they're selling and what they're doing. I'm happy to share with anybody.
Okay, awesome. That's good to know. We got to spread the love, Mark.
That's right.
That's what we're all about here. So Brian, your piece already looks very beautiful.
Thank you. It's about 95% done. I think I'm gonna fiddle around with it a little bit more, and then maybe finish it up in the studio.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see it when you're all finished. So Brian, we're gonna go get something to eat here pretty soon. So
Yeah,
we're gonna
bunch of
close this
starving
thing up.
artists.
With starving artists. So I would say let's end this with one advice you would give somebody who wants to come out and do a plein air painting.
Just don't be intimidated, and Remember just to work fast and make good decisions. And you know what? The more you do it, the better you're gonna get at it too. That's the most important thing. It seems easy, but it's really not, because you're trying to do a alla prima painting, which means like one setting. The Italians used to say, and it's not always easy, but you get better at it the more you do it.
Absolutely. And we already met some people just coming out here.
Yeah.
It's a great free way to advertise who you are as an artist, definitely, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Yeah. Free advertising.
All right, thanks, Brian.
All right, thanks.
Great start. I mean, that could be a great finished painting. You can finish it at home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't try to finish anything out here. It's so hard to finish, you know.
Well, you're kind of an expert, so you know the best way to do all these things. That's cool.
Well, I've been doing it a long time, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, outside, I never try to finish anything. I just try to get it, grasp what's there, and then I can always bring it home and work it. Yeah, man, you got a good...
You're lucky, man. I kind of need it in front of me, to be honest. Now, maybe Mark will take a picture.
You can draw great.
I'll take a picture and send it to you. All right, because I know that helped last time.
Carl, quick question about your setup at home. Do you
That looks great, John.
Yeah, well, that's really sweet of you.
use like
Very well. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're doing a good job.
Good. Thank you very much. It's fun playing with colors.
So, John, we're going to start wrapping things up, right? We're
we
going to
heading
go,
out?
well, not right this second, but I'm going to do my last looks at everybody and
Okay.
talk to you. So what I would like you to do, if you don't mind, since everybody's perspective is different with plein air painting, would you like to share with somebody your, I don't know, maybe one tip, one advice you would share with somebody who's just trying to come out and do a plein air painting?
I don't really like those.
Well,
No, I don't like those at all.
I think if I had to share a tip with somebody, I would probably say looser is better, even though I'm not doing it. The only other thing I could say is maybe bring all your colors and brushes, because you might forget something, like I did,
Mhm.
even though I thought I had everything kind of worked out. But I'm honestly, Robin, I don't do this enough to where I can give advice. But
Well, as a big, like even as a beginner, like if
Yeah.
somebody's just coming out, you just shared something that maybe somebody wouldn't had remembered to do. Like, yeah, definitely be looser and bring enough materials that you feel like you have enough to work with.
well, maybe I would say to somebody, maybe choose to do something simple, because
Yeah, for their first time out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
trying to get too complex might make you quit.
yeah.
But I wish I had more to say, but I really don't, Robin. I'm
That's
afraid.
okay.
But
You said you gave good advice.
Oh.
That was good advice.
oh, good. But as I said, these guys, I'll mix a color with this color, and I'll mix this color with that color, but they already know what it's going to look like, and I don't. So I think it's better to get advice from them.
Well, and that's great. That's, I think everybody's has great advice, whether they're a beginner, because there's always people who are starting at different points and experiences and skills in their lives. So I think everybody's advice is helpful,
I think so too. I think so too.
And it's great for all of us to be able to be here with each other, because we all have different experiences, and I'm glad that you are able to come out and be with us.
Oh yeah, I'm glad. I don't know. Was this your idea? Was this Brian's idea?
Oh, we've been trying to get this thing going for a while now.
Oh,
So
okay. Well, I'm glad it finally happened.
yes. Well, we'll have more.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you, John. I'm so happy to see your work.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's nice. That's nice to say.
We are getting ready to wind things down, so I'm getting my last looks at everybody.
This is actually a good time, because
when we first met here, I was just doing some loose watercolor type sketching.
I love this stuff.
Here.
It's good. It's very
And
loose, very
then
sketchy.
I
It's great.
told you I was loosening up, doing some block color paint very quickly. So what I'm doing now is revisiting this same shot and going to be doing this in like 10, 15 minutes and just having a whole new work from this based on, this is my, haven't had a beer yet. This is my, okay, I'm loosening up, I'm having a good time, let's go with it and revisit the same scene. So it's
That's great.
It's fun. It's fun. I'm having a great day.
Great.
So I asked everybody so far if they had one piece of advice to give somebody who is new to plein air painting. What would be your advice to somebody who wants to get started doing
for
this?
me? Well, you know, out of all of us here, I'm probably not the guy to ask because I really don't do
Well,
this.
per
but-
your experience doing it, even if it's once a year.
Well, it's because I don't do it so often. Sometimes it's easier to sit on the couch. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
have to make an effort, and I make such an effort with these guys. Is I tell myself I have to come out once a year. I don't care if I don't do plein air. I'm going to be out there painting with them because it's something that I got to do.
Yeah.
I feel it inside. It's easy sometimes not to get up and go for a exercise or do something, but you need to do it. And once you're out here, you know, your whole body thanks you for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Make the effort.
Make the effort.
Yeah.
That's great advice. Do you agree or disagree?
I totally agree. And you know, have fun.
Have fun.
Enjoy the outdoors.
Well,
Absolutely.
You know, that was my thing, Robin. I think that too many people, they get intimidated, like, oh my God, I got to copy nature exactly, and it's overwhelming for them. No, just go out and put some colors down, enjoy it. You know, that's what it's all about. And you know, people get too uptight about it. It's
There's no wrong way to do it.
there's no wrong way and there's no right way. I mean, you can paint anything any color you want. You can do whatever you want. You know, Hans Hofmann, he was an abstract expressionist. He used to set his easel up outside and he would do these amazing abstract paintings just using the colors that were around him that he saw. And it's just a great feeling when you get out because it's a release. You know, you get in tune with nature, and you find your where you belong. You know, between nature and yourself, and inside yourself. You know,
Well,
yeah,
that's
you
definitely
gotta have
great
fun.
advice. Definitely great advice. I have to say, guys, I have really enjoyed spending time out here with every single one of you. Thank you for being part of 4Art Diaries channel. I also want to say to you guys out there, get outside, play, have fun, enjoy your artist life. Let nature inspire you to do whatever. Even if you just come out here and sit and look and absorb, it's worth it. So please subscribe, and if you like this video, hit that like button. And we will be at you another time for another plein air session. Right, Brian?
Right.